67 staff fired as project coordination enters voluntary administration. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, and I know mine says beer on it, but it is coffee. And let's talk about this voluntary administration of a large construction company. Once again, the construction apocalypse is continuing. Apologies for my absence. As some of you may have noticed in the community posts, I've had to rebuild my computer from scratch, and then, of course, my router, my switch. Apparently, it's like one of the first TP-Link models that came out, so it was busted and getting no upload, so I needed to spend a fortune upgrading that. And I'll do someone suggested I should do like a setup video of my infrastructure here that I've got. And, once I clean up the office a bit, I'll do that to show you all what I use here to record. And it's probably it might not be overkill for recording, but it's overkill for a lot of stuff. But because I'm an architect, I need all the powerful computers. So let's jump and have a look at this. This is from the accountants, the administrators. Award-winning 50-year-old building company operating in ACT and New South Wales enters voluntary administration from RSM. So Project Coordination Australia, Proprietary Limited, today entered voluntary administration. Company directors, father and son, so a family business, Paul and Gavin Murphy, today appointed RSM Australia partners, Jonathan Colbrand, Frank Lowe Pilato, and Brett Lord as joint and several administrators of the company. The long-standing family-run company, which is in its 50th year of operation. Okay, so these 50 years is not someone who hasn't been through tough times. It's not a business that doesn't remember the recession Australia had to have. It just shows you how exceptional the last few years were here in Australia. Specializing in the construction and management of small and large-scale public and private buildings and infrastructure in key sectors. The directors advised staff of their decision at 2 separate meetings at the company's Canberra and Wollongong offices. They also released a statement linked here explaining their soul-destroying decision. And you know what? Let's read that statement. There we go. Okay. You can see that. Wait. Beautiful. So, today, March 19th, in our 50th year of business, we relinquish control of our company, appointing RSM Australia Partners Voluntary Administrations. We agonized over this decision, as any owner who has spent decades building and running a business would. There's no other way to describe it other than soul-destroying. Yeah, this is not an easy thing to do. 50 years. Could you imagine how much of the identity of these men is wrapped up in this business? Now, if you know them, or if they happen to watch this, you never know, probably not, but don't do anything stupid, lads. It's just money. Life goes on. Today, we informed our staff of our decision and the painful reality that we'd have to let them go. We delivered the news at 2 meetings in our Canberra Wollongong office. They were emotional meetings and conversations. A quarter of our staff have been with us for 15 years or more, with many over 20 years. We recognize this single decision affects many, including our subcontractors and suppliers, many of whom have been faithfully working alongside us for decades. So if you've got a relationship there, you're going to maybe give them a bit of extra credit, go a bit further, put in a bit extra effort. So they're going to be subbies that'll be burned by this. Despite seeing other construction companies collapse around us over the past year, we never thought we would be one of them. We thought we had the means, forward order book, capability, and industry goodwill to get through this. Each of us has put substantial amounts of personal money into the company in an attempt to manage escalating labor, material, and borrowing costs on fixed-price contracts with very tight margins. That's the story right there. You'll see it happen from big companies to small companies. People will fight for these things. It may not be the most rational decision to make, but, we're not rational. Last Friday, the 15th of March, we exhausted a range of capital raising options. And despite having 120 million worth of projects in the field and a further 90 million ready to start, we could not secure external investment. The situation was unsustainable. I'm devastated, said company patriarch Paul Murphy, 72. Oh, shit. Who was one of the original employees of Project Coordination when it started in Canberra in 1975. So this company has been through a lot. The economic and regulatory environment that building companies are working in is now more challenging than any other I've experienced over the past 50 years. Worse than the recessions in the 80s and 90s and the GFC in 2007 and 8. Nothing has been as bad as this. It's interesting how they also made mention of the regulatory environment. Particularly in New South Wales, if you're doing multi-res, there's so many concerns because there's so much dodgy stuff going on. Project Coordination commenced in Canberra in 1975 with approximately 25 staff, including Paul Murphy. The company's first project was the completion of the Canberra School of Music. The company was restructured and named Project Coordination Australia in 1981. Paul became the managing director in 1989 when he and his now deceased business partner Steve Conroy bought the company at the time. The company expanded in 2000, opening a second office in Wollongong. So they've delivered 900 projects worth $2.5 billion. You wouldn't think a company this big would go under. And we have here won more than 100 Excellence in Building awards, donated more than $2.5 million in cash or in-kind support to community initiatives, charities or groups, including local sporting clubs. So let's go back here. Mr. Colbrand said the majority of the company's 67 staff, 38 of whom are based in the ACT and 29 in New South Wales, had been made redundant and would receive the majority of their employee entitlements immediately. The balance of any entitlements will rank as a priority debt of the company. A small team of about 12 staff will be retained to help the administrators with their work. Company directors have also committed to working alongside us to collect monies owed to the company and to help get projects moving again as quickly as possible. I mean, how many clients are going to jump ship? Would you stick with this builder? I guess, mate. I mean, it depends how far along you are. Prior to our appointment, the company was working on 14 building projects, 10 in the ACT and 4 in New South Wales, which were at various stages of construction from design and early works to some nearing completion. All work on these sites ceased immediately prior to the appointment of the administrators. RSMA Australia partners have taken steps to secure project sites and will this week contact project principals, customers and other creditors to advise them of their appointment and next step. Mr. Colbrand said the company directors had advised RSM that despite having a healthy pipeline of future work in the order of $90 million, they did not have enough funds to continue operating. Despite injecting a significant amount of their own personal money in the company, the directors advised me that losses incurred from fixed-price contracts combined with escalating subcontractor supply and operating costs had negatively impacted the company financially, he said. Mr. Colbrand said RSM's initial review of the company's books and records that are still being reconciled have identified more than 200 creditors. These creditors owed more than $20 million, with the majority of these debts being less than 2 months old. Oh boy. These numbers are preliminary and likely to change over the coming weeks as we undertake detailed investigation into the company's financial affairs. Project Coordination is the latest in the series of high-profile company insolvencies. RSM Australia partners, including Mr. Coleman, has been appointed in the ACT news. Okay, so I mean, this is not a news article. This is a post from the liquidators, the administrators. And it's sounding like at the end of every single article where they say, "Oh, this happened, this happened, this happened." Well, guys, let's have a bit of a chat about this one, eh? Sadly, the construction apocalypse appears to be ongoing. Looks like we have another big builder with a pipeline of work. They have future work. It's not like the work wasn't there. They just don't have enough to keep the ship running, to keep it going. It's a sad one, guys. Once again, there's no winners in this. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Take care, and I will see you all in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.